Yo, 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 what's going on, my fantastic family and friends, children of the Most High, beautiful souls? It is your boy, Mr. Dominique, aka the Scorpio King, baby. And this morning, I want to get right into chopping it up about Adam and Eve. Okay, I've been wanting to drop this content for quite some time. I'm not gonna lie to you, family. I had a little trouble dropping this content because it's a classic historical story, one of the most well-known stories of the Bible, Adam and Eve. And I try to steer away from subjects that sometimes can become so religious, because when you're dealing with something in religion, it's so debatable. You know, religion is just a debatable subject, and sometimes debates turn into arguments, and we just lose sight of the point, which is just we're trying to understand. We're all searching for the truth, and we all are just trying to understand everything. And once we start debating, we lose sight of that. Nobody wants to hear the other person's opinion. No one wants to understand the other person can perceive it, and so it just turns into an argument, and we get nowhere real fast. So the beauty of me talking here is that I can talk and you can choose to listen or not. And this doesn't have to be an argument or a debate. That's the beauty of me talking and doing this content. So I want to talk about Adam and Eve, and I just want to talk from an open-minded viewpoint. All right. Again, even though these can be serious subjects, they're so fun for me to talk about, and I don't take them so serious. So to any religious people that may come across this content, just, chill out. I just want to deep dive about Adam and Eve. It's a story first and foremost in the Bible that's used to help people in more ways than one. There's no one way to see any story in the Bible. Many people perceive the stories in the Bible many different ways. So just relax, take a chill pill, and let me drop this content, okay? So look, we all know that the Most High himself exists outside of time and space. He knows how it all ends. He knows what we will do and why we make our choices. He knows the past, the present, and the future. He is not limited by the physical laws of the universe because he created it. Okay? He defines those laws. Okay? The Most High knows all, the end all, be all. He knows it before it even happens. He sits outside of time and space. To understand where I'm going with this, you have to understand the power of the Most High. All right? I always speak about how the Most High gave us all free will. He doesn't want us all to be mindless, slave-like robots. He wants us to have the freedom to make our own choices. He wants us to choose him willingly of our own free will. If you believe in the Bible, you believe in the Most High, then you understand and you know that it's been said since day one, he gave us free will. He, the Most High, gave us free will. He, the Most High, created the universe. In the beginning, there was nothing, and then he started to create. Why? Why did he create? Question number one, why? There's a purpose for the creation, family. There's a purpose for the universe and everything in it. Nothing is here for no reason. Not you, not me, not the plants, not the water, the trees. Everything is here for a purpose, or else he would not have created it. Okay? Listen, the love is not real if it is programmed to be there. In my opinion, the Most High knows this. The Most High knows this. So free will shows him who truly loves him, who chooses him, and who loves him back and why. Okay, the free will that he gave to us, it shows him. It shows him who chooses him versus him programming us to love him. What's the point on creating us and creating us to just be mindless slave-like robots? Where's the fun in that? Okay, think about it. All right. We know in the beginning God created Adam and Eve, and they were created in adult form. This is not said a lot. When he created Adam and Eve, he didn't create them from babies. We do know this, although it's not said. They were created in adult form. It is also said that they were 9 hours old. From what some research I've done, this is, again, not talked about a lot. Why aren't these things talked about a lot? All right, they were 9 hours old by the time they bit from the tree of unforbidden fruit. Look, Adam was placed in the Garden of Eden to tend to it. When God created Adam, he placed him in the Garden of Eden. So from day one, we were given responsibility. Why isn't this talked about a lot? From day one, when God created Adam, he placed him in a Garden of Eden to tend to the garden. Laziness is not acceptable because from day one, Adam was given a responsibility, and that was to tend to the garden. All right? Also, given the responsibility of naming all the animals. Adam had all he needed. Fruit from all the trees except for two. The tree of knowledge, which was the knowledge of good and evil, and the tree of life, which represented eternal life. So Adam was given the fruit from all the trees, and he had at his pleasure. He can eat and eat until his belly couldn't handle no more. Adam had all that he needed. No desires, no needs, no wants. And God only forbidden him to eat from two trees, the tree of knowledge and the tree of life. Upon becoming lonely, because God noticed that Adam became lonely. All right. God noticed that Adam became, wait a minute, backtrack. Let me backtrack again with responsibility. God gave Adam the responsibility of naming all of our animals. All the animals that you see were named by Adam himself. All right. Again, not just the responsibility of tending to the garden, but the responsibility of naming all the animals. Responsibility. Okay. Moving forward, going back to where I was. Okay. Let me get back where I was. All right. God saw that Adam became lonely. And we all know the story. Adam fell asleep, or God put Adam to sleep, whichever one you want to believe. And then God took a rib, and from that rib of Adam, he created a woman. And Adam named Eve woman. All right. Adam was the one to name the first female woman. A lot of responsibilities were given to Adam. All right. And he named Eve woman. But let's backtrack a little bit again. For God to notice that Adam was lonely. I think, again, we don't speak enough about this, family. God noticed that Adam was lonely, so God cared for Adam. He cared. Adam didn't have to tell God he was lonely. It says God noticed that Adam was lonely and took it upon himself to create him a companion. Now, Eve was created for Adam's companionship. We know this story. All right? Simple as that. Now we have to mention the serpent, okay? We got to mention the serpent. We can't just mention the story of Adam and Eve without mentioning the devil, okay? So we know that the serpent was the devil in disguise. As you know, he jumped into the snake's body, and it was actually Satan himself, all right? And it was the snake, that deceived Eve into biting the apple, or not the apple, the forbidden fruit. And then she gave the forbidden fruit to Adam. He bit it, and the rest is history. Okay. So let me just chop this up just a little bit. This is going to be a part 2, y'all, because I don't know if I can get all this done in part 1. All right. But let me try to, go into this a little bit. All right. With my deep diving here. Adam and Eve were born in adult form, and they were only hours old before all of this took place. Not a lot of time to develop your mindset, to develop common sense. So the serpent, one thing I always think about when I read this story is, why did the serpent go after Eve? Why did he not go after Adam? Adam was there all along before Eve even came into the picture. Why did he not go after Adam? It's never said that he tried to attempt Adam to do it. But the second Eve came along, it didn't take long for the serpent to jump on Eve and start manipulating her into doing it. Also, let it be known that she didn't take the bait until he told her that she would know all that God knows. That once he told her she would have the knowledge of good and evil. Once he said, you will be like God. Those were the words that hook, line, and sinker and got Eve to bite into that forbidden fruit. But nothing was used to get Adam to bite into that forbidden fruit other than just his girlfriend handing it over to him. All the time Adam been there, he never bit the fruit. The serpent never reached out to him and tried to get him to do it. Eve comes along, he gets Eve to do it. Eve hands it over to Adam, and without no questions, he just bites into the forbidden fruit. Why was that done so easily? Why did Adam just fall for that so easily? Because Eve handed it to him? I'm just saying, we don't talk about this enough. Also, we don't talk about the fact that how could Adam and Eve have the common sense to realize that the serpent was something deadly to be dealing with? Okay, they did not have any knowledge of good and evil. The serpent represented evil during that time. He was shrewd. He was cunning. Why was all this allowed? Why was all this allowed? Because God sits outside of time and space. The Most High, he knows how it all ends. So why was this allowed to happen? There's a purpose. There's a reason for the whole story of Adam and Eve. There's a lot of lessons to learn in there. Why did they bite off the tree of knowledge instead of the tree of eternal life? Why did they, both trees were there. Two trees were there. Why did they go for the tree of knowledge versus the tree of eternal life? But again, they didn't have the common sense to even know the difference between the two trees. If you ask me, they were only hours old. It is said that the biting into the forbidden fruit happened in the 10th hour. Imagine being just hours old. What do you know? So what, you in adult form? This right here is babyish, a toddler, newborn. Okay, these are just the things that I just ask people to question about when it comes to all the stories in the Bible, not to tear it apart or bash it or try to say it's false and it's phony. No, just these are questions that can help you dig deeper and understand. There's more lessons to learn than what's on the surface when it comes to the story of Adam and Eve. Okay, in part 2, we're going to talk about the punishments that were given to Adam and Eve and the serpent for disobeying God and eating the fruit from the forbidden tree. And then we're going to deep dive a little bit more into what those punishments mean and represent. I knew I couldn't get this done in one video. I was going to try to, but it's just too much to chop up, family. All right, so listen, the story of Adam and Eve is a great story and we all know it. But they were created for purpose. Their life that we read about, it's a purpose to it. There's lessons to be learned. Did they disobey God? Yes, they did. They did. And what happened, we're going to talk about that in the next video, the punishments for disobeying God. But also we can't, or at least I couldn't ignore the fact that these were just babies. They were just babies and they were given some heavy responsibilities. Don't eat from this tree. Don't eat from that tree. A serpent comes walking along. Yes, the serpent, supposedly, possibly was walking on feet, talking. It was talking to them. They didn't even have the ability to realize that this was not normal. They didn't have the ability to recognize anything that was going on. A talking snake. Now, today, we see a talking snake, we out of there. But they didn't run from the talking snake. Eve saw no danger in the talking snake because that was totally normal at that time. We're harsh on them for disobeying God, but was it really that easy and that simple? They were just babies. They didn't know anything. And there's a reason why God allowed it all to happen. He could have easily stopped it all from happening. He allowed it to happen, and there's a purpose and a reason for it all. And that's all I ask, is that when you talk about the Bible, just dig deep and understand there's a purpose and a reason. And you're supposed to learn something from it. And we all may not get the same thing, and that's okay. All right. If you like what you hear, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for all notifications. Family, I love you. I didn't mean to ramble, but the Adam and Eve story is so deep, I could probably make a 4-part video, but I'm trying to finish it off in the next part. Thank you for listening. Keep the vibrations up here. Matter of fact, you know what I always say, keep them up here. I love you. Peace and one love. Keep an open mind, baby. Don't be offended by me talking about the story in the Bible of Adam and Eve. Religious people, relax. Let's talk and learn from one another. There's a lot that can be learned from each other just by talking to one another, okay? I love you. Have a blessed day.